Welcome back to Pop Culture Theory. I am Saccora. You can find us around the web on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Pop Culture Theory. Today is an extra special video. It is our very first Pop Culture Showdown. A Pop Culture Showdown is where we're going to take two characters from video games and comics and movies, and we're going to compare them, see who would win in a fight. I've come up with a tier system so no one should outclass each other too much, and I've come up with a stat-based system where I take a look at their powers, their skills, and their abilities, and figure out what one would be best. I also look at that special X factor that every character has to see if it's enough to bring them to the top. With that being said, we had a recommendation for our first Pop Culture Showdown. At first, I wondered if these two were going to go well together. I thought one might outclass the other, but ultimately I thought it was a really good fight. So, in the first corner, we have the Master of the Mystic Arts, the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, and in the other corner, we have a petty dabbler in the black magic, the Laughing Magician, the Hellblazer, John Constantine. Now, when I first looked at this, I thought, of course Doctor Strange would outclass Constantine. But the more I looked into this, I realized this is a very nuanced fight, and it would be a great one for my first introduction to a pop culture showdown. Now, I will note that for this to work, Doctor Strange and Constantine both get none of their magical items except for Constantine's trench coat and Doctor Strange's cloak. So the Cloak of Levitation is in play, the trench coat is in play, nothing else. No Orb of Agamotto, no Eye of Agamotto, none of Doctor Strange's other toys. If he were to have those, it would make it too much of a no contest and we couldn't do this. Now, Doctor Strange's powers are mystic and magic based. He has a bunch of powers, more than I could ever list here, but we're going to cover a couple of the main ones first, and that includes both energy projection and energy manipulation. Now, he also can do matter transformation and animate inanimate objects. Doctor Strange also has the power of teleportation both on this dimension and in other dimensions. He can cast illusions as well as almost any school of magic. He has mesmerism powers, thought projection, and astral projection powers, and he can travel through different dimensions and time. These are just a few of the powers he has. His full range of abilities is truly unknown. The Marvel Comics have made it clear that we still do not know the full extent of Doctor Strange's power. With that being said, Doctor Strange is possibly one of the most powerful people in the entire Marvel Universe. Even on his worst day, Doctor Strange is one of the most powerful magic users, and I would go as far as saying one of the most powerful magic users in any comic book. With all that being said, let's talk about a couple of his big achievements. He was the original leader of the Old School Defenders. He was a member of the Illuminati for a while. He is a master of multiple dimensions and realities. He is the Sorcerer Supreme. In one reality, he became the Ancient One. He's gone toe-to-toe with Mephisto, with individual Avengers, and with multiple Avengers at once. Doctor Strange has a long history, and it is a good one. It would take quite a component for this, and we're going to see if Constantine adds up. Now, Constantine's powers are also based in mystic and magic. He is a con artist also. That is one of the most important things we can note here. Now, I have more powers listed for Constantine than I had for Doctor Strange, but you should note that almost every one of these magic powers is something Doctor Strange can do also. We'll start by mentioning that Arcane Knowledge, because Constantine doesn't need to cast a spell always. Sometimes just knowledge of the situation or knowledge of the right person or demon has gotten him out of a lot of fights. He is a master of multiple forms of magic, even if he wants to say just a dabbler, but probably the most important here is illusion. He is a true illusion master. There are some illusions he's cast that might beat out any illusion Doctor Strange has ever cast. We'll cover those here in a second. The other thing that we really need to talk about is that synchronicity wave traveling. It's basically a very fancy way to say he's really lucky and he follows his luck. He has this inner pull to things and he follows his luck and he ends up in the right place at the right time. Constantine's one of his top stats was luck, whereas Doctor Strange is reliant on energy manipulation and intelligence. Now, Constantine was a member of Justice League Dark. He also has had quite a few run-ins with big baddies of his own. He's escaped from hell multiple times. Probably one of the most impressive things he's done is negotiated his own life with the Spectre. That is a huge deal. Next thing is, we talked about his master illusions. He's done two big ones I want to mention here. First, he convinced Naboo, the spirit of the Helm of Fate, that it died at Anubis' hands. I'm not sure if that actually killed Naboo or drove Naboo out of the spirit of the Helm of Fate. It's a little unclear. But another thing he's done is he created an illusion so big, so vast, it covered the universe beyond Darkseid's senses, and Darkseid was tricked by his illusion. That is huge. And then we also have him here in the presence of the Presence. He has multiple times shown the willpower to resist the Presence. That's huge. Now, let's talk real quick about the biggest feats that both of these two have done, and we'll see kind of which one adds up to where. So, for Doctor Strange, in my opinion, one of his biggest feats ever was getting inside the mind of Galactus. He helped the Fantastic Four defeat Galactus by getting in his mind and showing Galactus the ghosts of all those that he'd killed and the things that he fears. This is big. Galactus is a being from beyond the cosmos. He exists since before the Big Bang, and Doctor Strange was able to drop him with one spell, basically. Now, as far as Constantine, he might have it, though. He has tricked God. In this case, Presence in DC Universe is God, and he basically told him that if the God didn't remove the taint, he would end up in hell, and within 5 to 100 years, he'd take hell over, and did God want to have to deal with that? Now, that is a really cool thing. I don't know if anything beats that on Doctor Strange's side. Has he ever tricked the One Above All, or even gotten a one-up on the One Above All? I'm not sure, but let me know in the comments below. I couldn't find anything. Since his beginning, Constantine has been a con man, and that's what we really need to notice here. He's a second-rate magician, but a con man first and foremost. Whereas, since the beginning, Doctor Strange has always been a master of black magic. Now, which one really gets the win here when you're squeaking it out? Well, I had to go back and forth on this. Constantine's luck really cannot be discounted here. But Doctor Strange is the better magician. He is better with magic overall, and I think in the end, that is what is going to give Doctor Strange the win. Doctor Strange would walk away with the win here, but I need a big caveat on this. If Doctor Strange were to beat Constantine, I think it's part of Constantine's plan. Maybe he needed Strange to cast a spell or to get him in contact with a demon, but Constantine wouldn't go up against Strange and lose without a plan. That being said, I would also note that I think Constantine, if it's a true death fight, like they just in an arena, one of them has to walk away dead, Constantine is way too lucky, so I think he has roughly a 5% chance. A natural 20 on a d20 roll, and Constantine walks away the actual winner in the fight. The rest of the time, we're giving it to Doctor Strange with the assumption Constantine had a plan for him to win all along. So, that is my very first Pop Culture Showdown on here. I am Saccora with Pop Culture Theory. Check me out on patreon.com/Saccora. You guys can throw me $1 there to help me make some more videos. Every bit of money I make on that channel, I'm going to throw back into this channel. So, I want to improve my videos to do better quality videos for you all. Again, this is my first Pop Culture Showdown. I'd like to know what you guys thought. Would you like to see my stat system and my tier system? If so, I can do those in other videos. Would you like them to be longer and have more information? Or was this too long? Let me know all those things in the comments below. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And maybe most importantly, let me know in the comments below exactly what you would like to see for my next video. Who do you want to go up against each other? Now, I don't want to have Superman go up against Hellcat. Nothing too ridiculous where they're going to outclass each other. But I thought this was a perfect level where we can explore somebody who you'd normally think would win against somebody who might not. And I would love to do more of these videos. Let me know who you want to see in the verses for the next Pop Culture Theory Pop Culture Showdown. Once again, everyone, I am Saccora with Pop Culture Theory, and I will catch you all next time.